Hello friends, good evening to all of you in today's class. I welcome you all. Let's wait for a few seconds before everybody joins. In the meantime, you can tell me, is the audio good? Am I audible? You can give me a thumbs up in the comments. Okay. Am I audible? Am I visible? Okay, I can see some people. Sharmi, thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Okay, I think everything is fine. The sound is good. So let us start with the class. We are in the middle of a series on physical geography and we have started geomorphology and we are already done with 3 sessions. If you've gone through the previous lectures, then well and good. If you've not gone through the previous lectures, then I will give you a brief idea of what we have already done. We have done about the shape, the latitudes and the longitudes. We have done the interior of the earth. We also done the earthquakes as well. Now, earthquakes was a very important chapter for us to understand about the interior of the earth with the help of the seismic waves. Today, we'll be dealing with 3 very important theories. Hello everybody. Hello Navdeep. Okay. So today we'll be dealing with 3 very important theories. That is the Continental Drift Theory, number 1. Number 2, the Convection Current Theory and Seafloorspreading Theory. These are very important theories in order to understand the grand theory of plate tectonics. So after we are done with the 3 theories, then we will go to the plate tectonics, starting with the Continental Drift Theory. If you look at this image, this is the image of the earth, but you can see it's something, some broken pieces are there, just like a jigsaw. That is what the Continental Drift Theory is all about. Now, if you look at the map of the world, you see North America, South America at these places. This is how we know the world that is today. But was the world the same in the past as well? Well, that is the answer that we are going to find in today's class. There were many researchers who tried to figure out the journey of these continents and oceans throughout the geological time scale, but it was Alfred Wegener who gave a very good theory about the continental drift. Talking about the Alfred Wegener, in 1912, he told that the earth was not the same as it is today, but there was a single landmass. If you look at this, there was a single landmass. All the landmass was together. It was all joined. You can see all the landmass is joined. So the continents of today, as you saw in the previous image, like this, the America, South America, Europe, Africa, all the continents, they were not like this. But according to Alfred Wegener, the landmass was together. All the landmass was together, called as the Pangea. So first thing here is important is that the landmass together was named as Pangea. Clear? After that, the landmass was surrounded by water on all the sides and he gave it the name as Panthalassa. The name is Panthalassa. So this water body is Panthalassa. Clear? So from where does the theory start? From more than 250 million years back. When we go to 250 million years, we'll find the landmass to be together as a single landmass, and after that the landmass started to break. When the landmass started to break, it broke down into 2 pieces, the one in the north and other in the south. The one part of the landmass that went to north is the Laurasia. It was named as Laurasia, and the one in the south was named as Gondwana land. Clear? Now imagine the 2 land masses that are together. look at my hands, the two land masses that are together and surrounded by water on all the sides. Once they start to break, they go away from each other, the water from the surroundings will start to come in, because there will not be a hollow space. Then the land mass, once it starts to break, the water will start to take over the hollow region that's been created because of the split of the land mass. That water, or that area of water, was named as Tethys Sea. Clear? So there are a few important terms up until now that you need to know. First, the whole landmass. What was the name of the entire landmass? Pangaea. Okay. After that, black color. Okay, I think the white color is not visible. Thank you, Sharmi, for the suggestion. Okay, let me give you an idea. This is the landmass called as Pangaea. Is the black color visible now? You can tell me in the comments if the black color is properly visible or not. This is the landmass called the Pangaea, surrounded by Panthalassa on all the sides. And after that, when the landmass started to break, it broke down into two pieces. That is the Laurasia and the Gondwana land. And the space in between got filled with the Tethys Sea. Okay, clear? This was about 200 million years ago. Now, how did it happen? How did the water come to this place? If you look at the image, this is a complete image where the rift has already started. The breaking of the continent has already started. Once the continent has started to break, it's going in the opposite directions. You can see a little bit of water coming in between, because the landmass is surrounded by water on all the sides. After that, the water will start to get in and the sea will start to form, and finally it will be taken over by water. This is what I was telling you in the earlier slide, how the Pangaea broke into Gondwana land and Laurasia, and how the Tethys Sea came into existence. These are some of the very important points. Okay, good. If you have any confusion of how these things are happening, you can ask me in the comments. I hope everything is clear up until now. Now, this is the entire journey of our Earth in the past according to Alfred Wegener, according to Continental Drift Theory. According to Continental Drift Theory, this is the Pangaea 225 million years ago that I have already explained to you. After that, the landmass split into two. This is Laurasia and this is the Gondwana land. Clear? 200 million years ago. Then you will see the Jurassic Age. Again, the landmass further split. Some part of the landmass went towards the west, some went towards the east, and eventually the split continued. And you can see, you can track India. This is India. This is India. During the Cretaceous period, there was a very important event that took place during the Cretaceous period that we will discuss in the further lectures. There was a volcanic eruption in the Reunion hotspot from where the India passed, and there was a development of a proper soil called the black basaltic soil. That is a different topic that we will discuss right now. This is India during the Cretaceous period. After that, the image, this one, the present day image, you can see all the continents as you see them today, and India is here. You should know where India is. So if you look at the map from here, India started somewhere here. This is the first map where you will see India. After that, India will start to come towards north, and then eventually it will go and collide with the Laurasia or the Eurasian plate that led to the rise of Himalayas. That we will learn when we learn the plate tectonics. Everything clear how the journey of India has been and how the plate tectonics or the continental drift theory has been going on? Any question you can ask me in the comments. Thank you, Sharmi. Okay, so everything clear? This is the important thing that you need to know here. Pangaea, the whole landmass, then Laurasia, Gondwana, Panthalassa and Tethys Sea. These are some of the keywords that you need to remember up until now. After this, the theory was given by Alfred Wegener, but was there any proof for the theory? What do you think? How will the scientists react to such theory? Because it was very difficult to understand that the continents have traveled such long distances over the past years. So how did Alfred Wegener give his proof? What were the proof? Now, if you look at this map, look at the map carefully, this one. Just follow this part. If this part is South America, look at this. If you take it here, near the South Africa or the African continent, it will perfectly fit. This part, the Brazilian part, will perfectly fit into this gap, like this. Correct? It's perfectly fitting. Look at this. It will fit here. This is the first. Then if you look at this part of Africa and this part of America, it will easily fit here as well. Again, there will be Antarctica at this side. If you note Antarctica, the Antarctic will also fit here. It is sound shaped like this. It will also fit here. And Australia, this part of Australia, it will also fit here. And then when we look at India, India will be somewhere here like this. And there you will have Madagascar. This is how everything is fitting according to Alfred Wegener. And this is the first evidence that there was a continental drift. If you look at this image, this is what I have been telling you up until now. Look at the image carefully and you will realize that this that I am marking right now is Africa. And the other part of the South American continent, this is South America. That is perfectly fitting into this area. Is it clear? Do you have any doubt up until now? If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comments. Are you able to visualize the things? It's all about imagination. The continental drift theory is something that has been taking place over millions of years. So you have to be good with the imagination to understand this. See, the South American continent is perfectly fitting in the Africa, and then you have North America perfectly fitting here. This is Antarctic going on this side. This is Australia, India. Exactly the way I was telling you here, everything is fitting perfectly. That was the first evidence of the continental drift, called the jigsaw fit. So what is a jigsaw fit? Jigsaw fit, you see South America fitting with Africa. So every continent was fitting perfectly according to Alfred Wegener. So the coastlines of continents like South America and Africa fit together like pieces of a jigsaw. This is the first evidence. Is the first evidence clear? Thank you, Hania. Okay, if you have any comments, any questions, you can ask me in the comments. This was the first evidence. Then coming to our second evidence, you can see the rocks present on the earth even today, like the Appalachians. See, again you have to do the imagination part here. These are the Appalachian mountains. These are present in North America. The Appalachian mountains are present in North America. You know, the mountains have proper specific characteristics. They have an age, and you will find the mountains of same age and same features and same characteristics here in Europe, called the Jolan Mountains. So the Appalachian Mountains and the Jolan Mountains are of same age and have same features. Means that they might be together in the past history. If you look at the jigsaw fit model, you will realize that this part of America and this part of Europe was together once. That is why these mountains were together once, and once the continental drift started, the mountains also separated and the gap got filled by the ocean. You tell me in the comments, what is the name of this ocean that is between North America and Europe? Answer me in the comments. Hello Zainab. Hello. Okay, you answer me in the comments, what is the name of the ocean that's present here? These are the Appalachian Mountains and these are the Jolan Mountains that are present in the Europe and America. So this was the second evidence. If you look at the other map, you will see there was a common mountain range because the continents were together in the past. So this is the part of Europe, and today it's called as Jolan. It's present in Norway, in the Scandinavian regions, and this is the Appalachian Mountain that is present in North America. Any confusion? So this is our second evidence. If you have any confusion, you can ask me in the comments about the mountains. So two evidences up until now. First is the jigsaw fit, and second is the mountains having same features present on the either side of the ocean. What's the name? Good. Zainab is given the answer, Atlantic Ocean. Very good, that's correct. that are present on the either side of the Atlantic Ocean. Now, again, you have to do an imagination after before we go to the third evidence. Just have a look at this. This is the map of the world. Now, these are the continents of today, and this is Pangaea. Okay, the dark line that you're seeing here is the equator that was passing through Pangaea or some part of the world. But when you see, where is India? India is somewhere here that I'm marking. It might not be visible because the lines are very dull. This is India. This is Antarctic. Then you have the South Africa, South America again, and Australia as well. Now, where is it present? What according to you is the location of these places? See, this is the equator. So this has to be the polar region. This is the polar region. Now, look at this. The polar region passes like this. So India, Antarctic, some part of Australia, Africa and South America, some part of these continents were in the polar region or near the South Pole. And that is why the next evidence was the tellite deposits. What are the tellite deposits? These are the deposits due to the glacial action, which are deposits of the rock debris left by the glaciers. When the glaciers pass, like the rivers, if you know, when the rivers pass to the mountains, they will bring along with them the sediments. Then they will deposit the sediments like the plains of India, the alluvial plains in the northern part of India. Likewise, when the glaciers will do their activity, they will bring the tellite deposits with them. So the tellite deposits were found in some parts of South America, Africa, India, Antarctic and Australia. How is it possible? Are you able to imagine these things, that these deposits, these tellite deposits, how can they be possible in India when India is located in the tropical area? How is it possible in other places as well? Because none of these places except for Antarctic is not located near any glacier. So that is why Alfred Wegener was able to predict that these places, these continents were once upon a time located in the South Pole. Is it clear? If you look at this diagram, the white part of it is the South Pole. So this part of the Pangaea was located near the South Pole, and after a few years the movement of the continent started. So initially they were located near the South Pole. Clear? Hania, Atlantic, good. Is it clear? Sharmi, Atlantic, nice. Getting good responses. So, is it clear how the continents were placed near the South Pole and how the tellite deposits have helped us to analyze and understand how the continents over the period of time have moved from the South Pole to the present day location? So the tellite deposits in the three regions were of same age and type. When the deposits are of same age, that means the conditions in these places were same. That is why we can assume or predict today that the continental drift theory is something that has happened in reality and it's not something only a story. Clear? Okay, then going to our next part is the fossils. The fossils of a large number of animals and plants have been found, and if you look at this image you will realize the color shown here shows the fossils of this Cygnognathus. You can see his fossils were present in South America as well as Africa. But if you look at the map today, you will realize that South America and Africa are separated by the Atlantic. Then how is it possible? The animal was not able to cross the ocean. It's very difficult. Then how is it possible that you find the fossils of such an animal in South America and Africa as well? How is it possible? That means that the continents were together in the history. That is why the fossils are present there as well. After that, you can see some other fossils as well, some plants as well. Glissopteris was there, one plant. Its fossil is present in Australia. You can see the green line in Australia, Antarctic, and then it will be in India, Africa and South America. So that is why there was a prediction that these continents were together once upon a time. If you have any doubt up until now, you can ask me. Anything? Any question? The colors shown here show where the fossils are found. There are a lot of animals that are like the Mesosaurus one. It's found in South America and Africa. These are some of the examples that are there on the NCERT as well. So these examples are very important. These can be asked directly. So make sure you know the name of these because these are there in the NCERT as well. So this is the map that shows the distribution of fossils on the Earth, and this is how we can predict about the continental drift. This is another evidence of the continental drift. So what are the evidences we are done with up until now? You can tell me in the comments what are the evidences. We have studied 4 evidences up until now, and now we'll be going to the last evidence, that is the placer deposits. What is a placer deposit? It means the source of a material is present somewhere and the material is located somewhere else. The gold, if you know about the gold, it's found, see, if you draw the map of South America and then you look at Africa, here you will find Ghana, and Ghana is known for gold. The gold is found here, but the gold bearing rocks or the main source rocks are found in Brazil. Can you find the link here? There is an Atlantic Ocean between the two. So how is it possible that you find the rocks here and the gold in Ghana? That means these continents were together once. This is another evidence of the continental drift. So now we're done with all the evidences. Now you can name all of them one by one if you want in the comments. That is all about the evidences of the continental drift. Now we'll go to some of the forces that Alfred Wegener mentioned about. Number 1 is the tidal force, and second one is the pole fleeing force. Pole fleeing force is a force due to the rotation of the earth. This was given by Alfred Wegener. He mentioned that due to the rotation of the earth and due to the centrifugal force, the bulge of the earth, the continents from the Pangea from the poles started to move, and they are right now where they are. This was the first. But do you think that's possible? No, it's not possible. The same thing was said by other researchers as well, that the force is not strong enough to drive such a huge change. Similarly, the same thing with the tidal force. You know about the tidal force, the tides. Then again, the tidal force is not strong enough to carry out such a huge change in the history. So what were the forces responsible for these? Then we learned about a force that was the convection current theory by Arthur Holmes. In this theory, if you look at, this is the interior of the earth. That is why we have to know about the interior of the earth as well. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand what the convection current theory is. If you have any question in the continental drift theory, you can ask me, because we are done with the theory. This is a different theory. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments. Okay. Now the chat is visible here, Zainab. Everything is working fine. Everything is fine. So there is any question regarding the continental drift? Anything you can ask me, then we'll move to the convection current theory. Okay, so let's go to convection current theory. This theory has helped us to understand how the continents have moved over the years or over the past history. In this, if you have the idea of the interior of the earth, then this is going to be very easy. In the interior of the earth, we learned about the asthenosphere. It is a semi-solid layer that is present inside the earth in the upper part of the mantle. Clear? Now, because of the differential heating, there is very high radioactivity. Due to that, there is a lot of heat generation. Because of the heat generation, the molten magma will start to move within the asthenosphere. When it starts to move, this is one direction how the magma is going to move. When it will meet with this branch, it will go towards the upper part. It will start to create a crack in the crust. When it will go here, and then it will start to deviate like this. Because of its movement, it will start to create a crack in the crust as well. Okay. and this is called as the ridge. What is a ridge? The crack that's being created due to the movement of magma. And again, when the downward limb will be there, this is the upward limb of the magma. See, then it will start go like this. Is it visible? Is the white color visible, or is there any problem? See, when it will go like this, it will reach here, another branch will come from here, and this will bring the entire part towards the subduction. This is what's going on in the interior of the earth, how the magma is affecting the surface of the earth or the crust. The ascending limb usually leads to the ridge formation, and the descending limb will lead to the subduction or the trench formation. Where there is a subduction, there will be the formation of trench. Is it clear? No questions? Okay, thank you. So if you look at this, if you have any confusion, you can ask me, because this is all we need to know about the convection current theory, how the magma is moving in the interior of the earth and how this is creating the ridges and the trenches. When there is an ascending limb, there will be a ridge, and when there is a descending limb, there will be the trench. Sorry, there will be a ridge in the ascending limb and a trench in the descending limb, due to the movement of the magma that is present in the upper part of the mantle. Is it clear? Now, these are some of the points about the thing that was saying. It was given by Arthur Holmes in 1930. 1930s, the heat generation is here due to the radioactive elements that I already mentioned. Because of the radioactivity, there is a lot of heat, and heat escapes through causing convection currents in the mantle. These are the convection currents that you've seen. See, these are the convection currents. These are the convection currents. Basically, the movement of the magma is called as the convection current. Clear? And then the plate movement is, as I told you, the movement of the plates is according to the ascending limb and the descending limb. This is how the plate movement or the convection current is there in the interior of the earth. This is about the convection current, and this is the main force that is responsible for the movement of the continents over the period of years. The movement is very slow. First of all, it's not very fast, it's very slow. Imagine it started some 250 million years ago. It's not something that takes place overnight. So it's very slow, and it will take millions of years before there is any other change. So the movement is very slow. That is why the earth looks like what it looks today. That is about the plate, the continental drift theory and the convection current theory. We are done with these two theories. If you have any question, if you have any doubt in the two theories, you can ask me. Then we'll go to the third theory, that is the seafloor spreading. Any questions or anything? This is the convection current theory, in which we'll know about the force responsible for the movement of the continents that the Alfred Wegener was not able to give us, because he told about the tidal force or the pole fleeing force, and the forces were not strong enough to drive such a huge change. But this theory is more relevant as compared to the two forces that Alfred Wegener mentioned. Clear? Okay, clear. Good. Then let's go to our last part of the lecture, that is seafloor spreading. What is seafloor spreading? Is something spreading there? What do you think? Anything? Now, see, before we read the theory, let's look at this image. This is the magma. The movement of the magma, as I told you earlier, the ascending limb, how the ascending limb works. The magma, when it comes up, it will create a ridge here. As you know, a ridge is created within the oceans, in the bottom of the oceans, and the magma will start to come out of it. Once the magma will start to come out of it, it will start to cool down. When it will start to cool down, it will start to solidify in these places. Clear? When it will solidify a nib surface, or because the magma is made up of silicon and magnesium, we have already learned about this. It's made up of SEMA. You know it? Okay, because it's made up of SEMA, it will start to solidify, and a brand new layer will be formed here, or the new crust will be formed. That is why when the scientists were studying the bottom of the ocean, they figured out that the crust in the oceanic part is way too much younger as compared to the continental part. The crust in the continental part is older as compared to the oceanic crust. Why is it so? Because the magma coming and out of the rift was creating the new crust in these places, and new land was created here. Just imagine, when the crust will come here, the new land will be created here. The older one will be pushed to this side, right? When the older land will be pushed, what do you think? When the land is pushed, the new crust is being created every now and then. Will the earth expand? What's gonna happen? Will the earth expand? Because new crust is being created continuously. What do you think is going to happen? Okay, the answer is in the subduction zone, but today we'll limit our lecture to this point only. We'll be discussing all this in the next lecture about the subduction and how the trunks are formed and how this has led to a lot of theories about the mid-Atlantic region and other things, and eventually we will go to plate tectonics as well. So the seafloor spreading will be discussed in the next class. Today we'll keep it to this much, and if you have any questions, you can ask me. Somewhere it will descend. Good answer, Zainab, that's right. So today we'll limit our lecture to this point only. We are done with the two theories. We are left with the seafloor spreading and then the plate tectonics. So do join me next time. And if you have any questions, you are not in the class, you can ask me in the comments as well after watching the recording as well. And in the next class, we'll do the rest of the seafloor spreading and the plate tectonics. That's all from my side for today's class. See you next time. Goodbye.